Guess what day it is? Anybody? Guess what today is?
Garbage Day!
Welcome to Kryptic Soulz, the podcast about all things horror. Sit back, relax, and get ready to delve into the dark abyss of things that go bump in the night. And now, here are your hosts, Jeff Scott, Meg Scott, and Dave Bates.
Welcome to Kryptic Soulz, Episode 6. This is Meg Scott.
And I'm Jeff Scott.
And I'm Dave Bates.
And this is our Christmas Spectacular. We made it. Yay, Christmas! Yay! But first, unfortunately, here at Kryptic Soulz, we have to acknowledge today is Sunday, December 12th for us as we record this episode. And we want to acknowledge the passing of Anne Rice, who died yesterday, Saturday, the 11th, surrounded by her family due to complications to a stroke. Some of you might remember, well, you should know who she is. She's huge in the horror industry. She is the writer of the Vampire Chronicles. She created Lestat and a whole bunch of books and genres and everything.
Which spawned the movie Interview with a Vampire.
Right, starring Tom Hanks, which is okay.
Tom Hanks? I thought it was Tom Cruise, but
I don't know. Tom Hanks would have been better, actually, in my opinion. But yeah, Tom Cruise.
He played the Fangs.
Love that.
So basically, we just wanted to give our condolences to the Rice family. I know that's a trying time, especially around this time of year during the holidays. So we hope you all keep them in prayer, and whatever religious thing you do, sacrifice whatever you have to, just not your neighbors, unless they're bad. Then it's okay.
This is Walter.
Exactly. So.
Oh, I love that nod. We gotta do an episode on that.
Well, we will later.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so back to the Christmas episode. I know. Last episode we said we were going to do our Final Destination watch and everything, but we decided not to. We'll do that some other time. It's Christmas. How can we pass up this opportunity? So, this episode, let's talk about our favorite Christmas horror movies.
Yay!
Anyways. And then later on, we'll have a top 20 best and worst Christmas horror movies. Some of which should not even be on there, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, I don't get where.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, save it. Save it.
You should have showed it, man. You ruined my whole night.
Sorry. All right. So we'll be right back with our top horror movies.
Segue. Yeah, as far as favorites, if I were to take the nostalgic angle, definitely Gremlins, just because it's probably the first Christmas Christmas horror movie I've seen. More recently, though, probably why the trip up is Christmas Horror Story. I just watched that again recently, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. I mean, of course, anything with Shatner in it is going to be awesome, but this was actually like good on top of it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I like those anthology series like that. Like when they threw that, like we watched that, and that's actually one of our top my top third actually. No, third, second. It's top 3. And when I first saw the trailer for it, I'm like, oh, we have to watch this. I mean, it's Santa Claus going up against Krampus. I mean, come on. It's a dude in a a full prosthetic.
And that scene when they first had that initial clash, it was the way they did that. It was so epic.
Yeah, I mean, he's wielding that staff thing around, and I'm like, dude, okay, this is gonna be great. You know,
I think George Lucas gonna sue somebody.
That's basically it. Well, that's why it's my favorite. Every year, Jeff asks me, like, what should we watch? And that's the one I say, Christmas horror movie. And also, isn't it done by the same person who did Trick or Treat?
No, that is Krampus. Oh. That is my number 1 favorite horror movie.
Okay.
That I really enjoyed. I mean, after watching Trick or Treat, and I found out the director, Michael Donnelly, made a second movie, and it was Krampus. I'm like, oh, that's great. I can't wait, because no one's really delved into Krampus, really. I mean, you get little bits here and there, but nothing along this line where it's almost an iconic look to the character. Like,
right.
Everyone's like, oh, he goes and steals bad children, this and that, da 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 da. This one, like, really nails it down, like, almost Gremlin-esque, speaking of which.
Yeah.
Which is a good movie, too. It's not my top favorite, because it's way into the realm of comedy to a point. And if you want to talk about the first horror movie to franchise with merchandise, I would have to say it's Gremlins, because I don't think any other horror movie has like a toy line of fuzzy things.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't see people cuddling up to a Jason doll like.
Well, nowadays you do, but
now you do, but back then, like in the 80s, you never would have heard that. Like Gremlins is the only one they actually try to market to kids too, which is great.
Right.
I mean, it was
Gizmo. It was basically because everybody fell in love with Gizmo. Everybody wanted Gizmo.
How could you
He's
not?
the OG Baby Yoda.
Yes, he was. It was him.
And then when the Furbies came out, it was just a matter of time.
Oh yeah.
Before you had your Mogwai.
But, we have a Furby, don't we?
No, we don't have a Furby because the government banned them.
That's right.
Because their recording devices can't have a Furby.
Yeah, we don't want anything in the house that spies on us.
Yeah, I know, right? Hey, Siri, look up Furby for me. She is too.
I found this on the web for look up Furby for me. Check it out.
No, Furby, not furry. That's a totally different genre.
Boy.
We're going to leave that one alone and move on. Thank you, Siri.
That'll be the Valentine's Day episode.
Oh, man. But,
Interesting.
Well then.
I know, right? So, well, besides Christmas Horror Story, what other favorite movies come to your mind, hon?
For Christmas and horror, would be Silent Night, Deadly Night, and there's one movie that I want to get to watch, which is Black Friday.
Which? Oh, Black Friday or Black Christmas?
Oh, Black Christmas. I'm sorry.
Okay.
First one or the second one?
Well, there's the original,
that's right.
There's the remake, then there's the remake of the original. They remade it 3 times.
I forgot about that last one.
Yeah, I tried to forget about it.
I only watched the original at this point, so
That's cool.
yeah. I knew they did the remake. I didn't realize they did another remake.
And it was done by Blumhouse too, and I'm like, okay, well, didn't we just have this? I'm like, it seems like repetitive. It's like you can tell they ran out of ideas. But I think what you're thinking of is Black Friday, which is the holiday movie about Black Friday that we just talked about.
That's right. That's right.
I guess Black Friday could be considered Christmas because it's now between Thanksgiving and Christmas
it's a
time.
kickoff too.
Yeah, to like the holiday rush to buy crap.
That they keep pushing more and more, so it's going to happen on like Labor Day next year.
Wow.
Oh, definitely.
Well, actually, Target actually said we're not opening on Thanksgiving or, any time before that. Like they took that day off and they said we're not having any midnight sales. No, everything can wait till Black Friday. Nope, not opening. So, and other places followed suit.
I was at Walmart yesterday and I heard 2 of the employees talking as I was getting rung up, and I thought they said something about being closed on Christmas, which I don't think I remember ever noticing from Walmart. But then also there was some loophole where it sounds like none or most of them are not getting paid for Christmas.
I wouldn't be surprised. It is Walmart.
It had something to do with, well, they're going to be off anyway, or I don't know.
Like they do that with the people who are full time. They get full time benefits. However, managers at places like, I think this happens with all corporate retailers, is they put their employees on a schedule where they're just about there at full time, but not really. And that's a company that really push about like no overtime or anything, because
31 and a half hours.
We don't feel like paying your benefits, you suckers.
Exactly.
And this isn't as bad of a tangent as it may seem, because we're discussing capitalism at its worst.
Exactly.
Being this time of year.
Which could go into a great plot line for a nice Christmas horror movie.
And the Christmas season is a horror in itself. Yeah.
Yeah, if you do it right, it is.
You guys falling for this? it felt good when I was saying it.
Actually, yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's working out very well. They won't notice. But edit. So, anything on your list that you want to bring up besides Black Christmas and Gremlins?
Well, of course, which I think we wrote the title before we even started the episode, but you got to go with Silent Night, Deadly Night 2.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Not because it was a great movie, but because it was a great movie.
Garbage Day.
It was the greatest bad movie that came out around Christmas. I mean,
We got to do a double feature between that and Troll 2.
oh God,
That would be awesome.
no, it wouldn't. There's not even trolls in it.
I know.
It has nothing to do with the first movie, which itself is a bad movie, but
As opposed to Silent Night, Deadly Night, which is a clip show of the first movie
something like
with
that.
far better dialogue.
Yeah, I think there's like a half-hour real new footage, and it's him like going around town shooting people. It's like running over people multiple times.
The
Or I
same
should say
person.
the same person multiple times. I mean, the movie itself turned into just a running joke when you think about it.
And you show me a movie that has better eyebrow acting than that.
Oh God.
Challenge accepted.
Accepted.
There's probably one out there.
Coming up in 2022, Kryptic Soulz presents Best Eyebrow Acting in a horror film.
Oh man, that would be very interesting to see.
Actually, he could give Bruce Campbell a run for his money.
No, that man acts with everything. Okay,
That's
he's not
true,
just
too.
his. Come on.
He's actually a really good actor. He's underrated.
Well, that's why he's in Black Friday. So
Yeah, I can't wait
check
to see
that
that.
out later.
Well, I like him in the Evil Dead movies when he's
That's
he
how he got
works
his
at
start.
S Mart.
Yeah, shop smart.
Or
Shop
S
S-Smart.
Smart.
Oh man, so I guess that's our top horror movies that we really like. Any honorable mentions that we can think of off the top of our heads?
Die Hard.
Oh
I was
yeah.
gonna say not a horror movie, but it is the
Just-
greatest Christmas movie. You know?
Just because I know that would piss off at least half the people listening.
Well,
Exactly.
to me, it's not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls from Nakatomi Plaza.
Yes.
If that doesn't happen, forget it. Just
Well,
cancel
before
Christmas.
everybody would say all this stuff, it was hilarious. That's the one movie I actually saw. The first time I saw was on New Year's Eve. My parents, we would have like a habit of,
But did they
Right.
line it up?
yeah. It was hilarious.
Yeah,
And
it's-
another side note off a side note off a side note,
Mm-hmm.
that happened to be on the TV when we were at my mother's for Thanksgiving dinner. And as the movie wrapped up, my sister's obsessed with that movie, so she was like glued to the TV to watch it again. And as the credits are rolling, she was like, "Oh my God, camera operator, Michael Scott." So apparently, before he managed the paper company, he was filming Yippee-Ki-Yay.
I know. Truthfully, a network would actually probably make a lot of money if they actually time it right, set it up for Die Hard to play on New Year's Eve.
You see all these memes about it.
Yeah.
Like, if you start this movie at this time, they're like these network. There's plenty of those going around.
Yeah.
Like they should each pick a movie. And
I mean, like TBS or one of the two, TNT, one of the major networks would be smart enough to do that, but they'd have to time it with the commercials, so they can't have any issues.
Mm-hmm.
they got all year to work on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they only have about a month? What's it,
But I'm
12?
saying in general,
Less
if they're
than a
going to
month.
do it,
to get
Yeah.
it done. You know,
Well,
get some smart people
A
figure it
shout
out.
out to our friend Jen, who just got her job at AMC. She could, and she's the program's operator.
Well,
Maybe
I
we can
don't think-
convince her. No,
I don't think that'll work. She just started. She can't do that. She's like, hey, I have an idea. Sit down. You're fired. Then they go to the president. Hey, I got this great idea. We should, because that's how it works.
That's true too.
You have an idea, they fire you. Next thing you know, they're rising up in the ranks. It's like, what the crap, man? So, all right. So I guess that's it. I can't think of any honorable mentions off the top of my head. You know, there's just not that many Christmas horror movies that in the main, other than B movies and just like stuff like that. You know, because you could talk about which is actually in the list we'll be talking about later, which I'll get into then. But yeah, there's some treasure trove bad movies in that list, and I can't wait to talk about it. But
and another observation I made just last weekend too. I realized when the holidays come around, I don't watch a lot of Christmas horror movies, and I know they're out there, but for some reason it's just one of those things that doesn't cross my mind. So I started looking things up the other day, and especially in the last like 20 years, it seems like most of them that come out are anthologies.
yeah,
Like there aren't that many just straight up Christmas movies anymore, which I guess is fine if you have a good enough concept. Just blow it out, get to the point, move on.
exactly.
I'd rather 10 good short movies than 90 minutes of
yeah.
wasted potential.
I mean, recently, a lot of the horror TV shows
Yeah.
come out with their Christmas episode. American Horror Story's done it every year. Twilight Zone did it several times. Tales from the Crypt did it, especially when they did 1972 Tales from the Crypt. They actually reshot some of those short stories from there, especially the Christmas one. And I think that was their first Christmas episode during the first season, where they reshot it with an actual person dressed as Santa, played by Clint Howard.
Yeah.
Yes, him, Ron Howard's brother, Mr. Ice Cream Man himself.
That's what I was drawing a blank. I'm like, what's that other movie he did? And
Yep, Ice Cream Man, and then of course the Austin Powers. The big boy, he's back. No, sir, the big boy's always been around with great low prices. I'm like, shut up.
Well, he's been in other ones too. You know.
Oh yeah, you don't want to talk about B movies. He was in Ticks. Like, I loved him in that one and other things. The Wraith, he was in. He had a major part in that one.
the original one.
There's only one Wraith I know of with Charlie Sheen.
I thought that was something they redid in like the past 10 years.
No. If they did, I think they did a semi-sequel to it, but
Okay. Well, whatever it is, yeah, I only saw the Sheen one.
yeah, you can't beat the Sheen one. But yeah, he's in it. Everybody else is in it. Randy Quaid as the sheriff. Come on, I know it's a Christmas episode, but we kind of have to touch on this when we have these little tangents.
This may not sound Christmassy, but we're being jolly.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
But it all comes down because Clint Howard was also in all those movies, Ice Cream Man, all that, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas, directed by Ron Howard. Obviously, it's a Christmas movie, so thus completes the circle. Not only was he in the horror movie from Tales from the Crypt, he was in that horror movie with Jim Carrey. And
Yes.
there you go.
And I was going to say, yes, the Grinch with Jim Carrey,
Yes. Yeah,
which then goes back to Bruce Campbell with all the facial acting.
yes.
Exactly.
Work with me here.
Exactly. No, you're
Well,
correct.
If we did that, then Jim Carrey would win the best eyebrow acted ever. But
Well, yeah. Well, I hope they do more ghost stories for Christmas, and Christmas horror movies should be a thing.
The funny thing is, traditionally, horror
Yeah.
ghost stories around Christmas time are a big thing.
Exactly. That's why it was featured in A Christmas Carol, that's come 3 ghosts came to visit.
Yeah, that's the
It's
first
because-
Christmas horror story.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they talk about that. I mean, everyone keeps thinking, oh, horror stories, that takes place around Halloween. I'm like, not really.
No.
Traditionally, Christmas is a huge ghost story. I mean, it's even in a song. And it's drawing a blank on me. I mean, they talk about like sitting around telling stories, telling ghost stories, and this and that. I'm like, oh my god! And it's right there. I just heard it the other day
Yeah.
off of B101. Can't wait.
How's everybody doing on Whamageddon this year?
I lost on the
Jeez.
first day, so I was like, forget it. I get in my car, first thing's on there, Last Christmas. I'm like, damn it!
Yes.
I never was a part of it anyway. I actually enjoy that song. How about
Oh,
you?
I like it, but I like a challenge even more.
Oh.
Although I guess the real challenge would be to go the entire month without Mariah Carey.
Oh, yeah, well,
Let's see if anybody can go like a day without hearing Mariah Carey.
I can't.
I don't even listen to radio, and I still hear that song randomly.
Actually, the only challenge I do every year on Christmas time is from December 1st to Christmas, is actually listen for Frosty the Snowman. I have not heard that once this year at all. And I heard the end of it one time. And I was like, man, if only I hadn't stopped to talk to that person and get out of the car and turned it on, I would have heard it. But every year, the only time I have heard it more than once was last year. It's like they constantly played it, but that was around the time of COVID, so I think they played the crap out of a lot of stuff.
Right.
The more upbeat stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this year, not once. I'm like, come on, I want to hear happy birthday and then get right into it.
And granted, we could just pull it up and listen to it anytime we want, but it's principle.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the fact of when
We
is
need
it
more
gonna-
diversity in airplay.
It's like that. It's that anticipation of, is it coming on? What's the next one? And then you hit wham and you're out, but it's beside the point, you know. So, but anyways, that's just me. So, where were we going for? Oh yeah, Clint Howard. Yeah, he was in that one. But yeah, the only actor because of him, MTV, which is not really around that much anymore, discontinued the Lifetime Achievement Award for that. He was
really?
the last one to get it.
Oh yeah, because he got it ironically, and then it was.
He went up there.
Oh wait, he took that seriously, so now we got to make it
He
a
took
serious
He
thing.
gave a
Yes.
heartfelt speech, looked at his brother who was there, and said, "I won" or something. His brother's all happy for him because truthfully, he's been in so much and he's done such a great body of work. No
Right.
one really acknowledges him. This is the only time the people said yes, and they gave it to him, and he was moved. Then again, this is also the same award that Godzilla got for Lifetime Achievement. So there you go.
Yeah, because they were doing it as like a goof thing, and then as soon as he got it and realized how serious it got,
Yeah.
that day MTV's heart got 3 sizes bigger.
Because they discontinued it, he got to keep the award.
That's amazing.
Because I think they give it back every year, I think.
Okay.
They pass it
Yeah.
on. But this time they're
Yeah.
like, we can't. We just can't.
They really shouldn't.
I was gonna say, didn't Chewbacca win it once?
I think so. I think Chewbacca might have won.
Which-
But
Clint Howard is the only person to actually on screen have his arms ripped off by a Wookiee.
oh, that's right.
You're going to have to bring me full circle on this one.
The Solo movie,
The what?
Solo, A Christmas Story, a Star Wars story.
I know Clint Howard was in that. When did he have... Did he actually have his right?
As soon as Ron Howard took over, he wrote a part for his brother.
Well, naturally, because...
And yes, that's when you finally get to see a Wookiee. Well, specifically
I didn't know he
Chewbacca
ripped off his arms. I
ripped
didn't know
somebody's
it
arm off. I could have sworn he did.
You know what? I'm going to have to rewatch that.
They included an arm ripping scene, and I'm pretty sure it was Clint Howard. Either that or it was
Well,
somebody.
I thought it was a droid.
in that-
It's like, you've never seen a...
Oh yeah.
Oh, no, that's right. It was a... You never seen a Wookiee rip off someone's arms? Well, sir, no one rips off the arms of a droid.
You know what? Just to make this so like, again, so everything doesn't seem as random. Would you consider the '77 Star Wars Christmas special a horror? The
I
way
would have
everybody
to
talks
go-
about it, that might qualify.
If you've ever seen it, I have.
Not since it aired.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long. It's burned in my head.
And it's all over YouTube, but I still haven't gotten around to watching it.
It is bad, but I wouldn't say it was a horror. But
Well,
some
maybe
of the
it was
stuff,
a horror on the side of the people who made the thing.
I feel like that was the original before the prequels came out. That this ruined my childhood, even though it happened in the midst of that childhood.
the only good thing to come out of that movie, besides Carrie Fisher trying to sing some kind of lifetime song, whatever, was Boba Fett. That was the first appearance of Boba Fett. Animated, still works.
Yep.
But it's funny because George Lucas said, "Oh, you want to make a Christmas special? I'm out." nope. It's all you. You want to do it? Go ahead. Good luck trying to get everybody. And of course, everyone's like, "Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, hey, that sounds like fun. Hey, let's make this as 70s silly as possible."
No. What if we got B. Arthur and Chewie's family?
Yeah, Wookiees wearing aprons.
I thought it came out in the 80s. I didn't realize.
No, it came out in the 70s.
It was 77?
Maybe even early 80s, but it came out.
No, it was before Empire because apparently that
So
little
maybe
clip,
79 maybe or something like that.
yeah, it was
Within
somewhere
that
between
time.
the first two.
Okay.
Because they had that come out. They had Harvey Korman show up. Like, they had all these comedians. Like, it's almost like the Muppets or SNL. Like, all these people just come in like a guest stars.
Yeah,
And it's like,
it was a
what?
variety show with a Wookiee Life Day story.
And trying to interweave Star Wars in there somehow. I'm like, how? I'm like,
Well, it was the 70s. They were very experimental with
it's called
cinema.
drugs. That's
Yeah,
the only
that's-
reason that got made. Because you're right,
And
it's
this
the
was-
70s.
And this was before cocaine was full on 80s rampant.
Yeah, we hadn't even invented crack yet. Although they probably should have invented crack because that probably would have improved that movie. But they didn't. That came into the 80s. So, in fact, that's probably where crack came from. That someone watched that and going, "Oh, this cocaine's not going to do it for me. Let's fix this now."
Let's concentrate it a little.
Hey, crack, cocaine, snow, Christmas. See, it all comes round circle. See, we're not on tangents here. We know what we're doing. Not really. But, we're fucking geniuses. Exactly. All right, so that's our favorite horror movies for Christmas time. We'll probably maybe do more favorites later on. Well, we always do favorites, so. But we'll move on and see what else happens. So let's just take a quick segue here, and we'll come right back with whatever else we come up with.
Segue. And we're back.
Except
So-
we didn't really go anywhere.
I shifted a little.
Oh,
Yeah.
I even
Eyes are
thought of-
shifty.
I even thought about going to the bathroom, but then I realized I didn't have to go yet. So
yeah. I just sat here and hit pause, waited a few seconds.
shh. Hello, fourth wall.
Oh,
fourth
right,
wall.
right. Don't spoil the magic in our Christmas episode. Sorry.
I'll tell you something magical.
No. Go ahead, Dave.
That's going to be the after hours episode.
Kryptic Soulz After Hours.
All right, so I guess just to bring the mood down a little bit. No, I was just looking into like fun facts about like Christmas in general and all, and I didn't realize how many. I've always heard that Christmas had its pagan roots and stuff like that, but I never really heard any specific like, I guess the dark side of Christmas. I guess start off with the simplest one that apparently. Because I always heard about you have Santa and then you have Krampus. Krampus is, also considered Anti-Claus. But supposedly it was originally done that they were partners.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Santa did the whole thing and then,
You did his size. And
it was just like, all right, these kids are bad, go take care of it.
Yeah.
Like I just thought it was kind of like, polar opposites that existed, but...
Yeah,
No.
that's why he gave them coal, because the family's going to need that because they're so poor they have to keep warm. And it's like, all right, hey, we got coal. Well, nice knowing you, little bastard.
So...
It's okay, we can make another one. It's fine, honey. Stop crying. Stop.
So another quick one. Obviously, everybody knows that Santa came from Saint Nick,
Right.
and I found at least 3 different sources that gave the same story. So I'm guessing that counts as fact checking. But apparently, so according to these, there was this story that went around the Middle Ages about Saint Nicholas, and back when he was just a bishop.
He touched people
Well, yeah, I mean,
because he's a saint.
he's a religious man, of course.
Catholicism.
They touched their hearts. Let's just go on.
Is that what we're calling it? Okay. Ho, 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 sit on my lap. Tell me what you want for Christmas.
Hey, you want a candy cane, kid?
So anyway.
So anyhow, Bishop Nicholas, at one point he was traveling and went to an inn. Shortly after, the innkeeper apparently not only murdered, but then dismembered and pickled a bunch of children.
I think I heard that.
So
story.
when he got when Bishop Nicholas got to the inn and found out this happened, he resurrected these children, and therefore that's apparently from that is where he became the patron saint of children.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I feel so bad about those kids. They're now going through their life being all sour and everything.
Yeah.
Just,
I mean, they're probably still salty about it.
have
Because
this weird,
that doesn't wash out.
this weird garlic flavor. I don't know.
I mean, he never said he cleaned them off or whatever. Just brought them back to life.
I know.
Didn't even say if he put the body
I
parts
was going
back
to say,
together.
they're just flopping around all over like... Anybody see my hand anywhere? Yeah, it's over in the flower. My bad.
And then there was also the Pagan ritual festival, whatever, of Saturnalia,
Yeah.
which took place from December 17th to the 25th. And I kind of regret not being around those days. I didn't realize how much they liked to party.
Oh, they like to party.
And I always heard of the origins of Christmas parties. No, this was it.
This was
Where
the
do you think
Christmas party.
mistletoe came from?
Well, that's how come there were laws about Christmas reveling, partying, because what would happen is people would get drunk and then roam the streets all drunk.
Yeah, it turns out it was the purge, but a week-long thing.
Yeah.
There was so apparently that's how they honored the god, the god Saturn.
Right.
Was now I didn't hear anything about orgies.
They
they
honored
said there
Saturn
was-
by playing with Uranus. Too soon?
Oh, that's coming. That's coming.
The coming new year. That's all.
But yeah, these parties involved human sacrifice, intoxication,
Yeah.
naked caroling.
See, now I didn't know about the naked caroling. I thought it was because they were just too drunk and then they would go around caroling.
Well, that's why,
and
because they have
causing
to
a
stay
disturbance.
warm because it's freezing out as your Karen's like, caroling through my nuts. Oh!
And then, of course, it wouldn't be a party without the
Orgy.
non-consensual extracurricular activities. I don't know if it's illegal to say the R word anymore. So, but
Okay.
no orgies. Apparently,
That's weird.
Any of that stuff that went on was non-consensual, unless what I saw.
Gotcha. Okay.
Unless what I saw just wasn't. But that's the thing, though. They could do all this, and I think even then it was still illegal. But for that celebration, again, it was like the purge. There was no punishment for it.
No, it's
during
just,
that celebration.
It was just looked down upon, and then that's what my understanding was. It was like those celebrations were looked down upon, and then when Christianity came in on scene, they really just tried to regulate all that stuff. They didn't make it illegal, but they said they tried to regulate it to the point where
You can only do it under mistletoe and only once a day.
and they made it look really bad. So when Christmas Carol came out and started highlighting some of this stuff, that's how come we started how come they stopped doing that? That sounds awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's funny how I like reading this and hearing about this, that I just felt like not a lot's changed and all, because apparently the Christians came in and they were just like, oh, we just kind of want to, they made it sound like, oh, we're going to come in and we're going to sponsor your event. Like we're going to incorporate ourselves into it, but we'll let you do your thing, but then you have to be more Christian on. The pagans were like, no. No, this ain't happening. So then I guess the Christians, the Christian community decided, all right, well, we're just going to take the last day of the festival and all right, that's Jesus' birthday.
Yeah.
I was like,
Krampus, come on in, take care of him. Let's go. We got some.
Not that it's very horror-y or anything, but apparently the whole idea between. Behind Milk and Cookies was that all started like with the Depression. And and it was just this whole thing of like teaching kids like appreciate what you do have and all. Therefore, you have this mystical person that's going to give you things and may not be a lot, but to show your appreciation, give the guy a snack.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then it just continued, which I guess makes sense.
Chimney.
That
Least
makes
you could
sense.
do is give him a little something. Okay.
I just love it when my dad went on a diet, and that's when we started giving to the reindeer carrots.
And he's like, I want cookies.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird how in real life, like, it's more horror in real life than it is really in any movie when you think about it.
Oh yeah.
Just hearing some of this stuff, it's like, oh my god, they did that. Oh, it's so bad.
I'm finally going to find out like all these like disaster movies and all. Like I feel like we are going to witness the world end, and
I hope so.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
I wonder which movie got it right. Please don't say it was Armageddon. Please don't say it was Armageddon.
No, it's World War Z.
No. I'm still rooting for Mad Max. Okay, I already have my tire, shoulder pads, and cock pieces. I'm ready to go.
I got my silver spray paint.
I got my hockey mask to put on with the little, neck thing, whatever. I'm like, all right, ready, let's do this.
Speaking of which, did you hear who's coming to the Jersey Con?
Who, Mad Max?
Well, close. Vernon Wells.
Oh, who's he?
He reprised his role in He reprised his Mad Max role in Weird Science.
Oh, that guy, yeah. No, I did not know that, but that's pretty cool. I'm going to have to check that out.
Of course, he doesn't look anything like that. He actually has hair and
Oh, yeah.
he doesn't have the eye makeup. Right?
After a while, yeah, he kind of throws it back. He's like,
I
yeah,
gotta
I
get
did
my
hair.
apocalyptic costume ready.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Is it off?
It's my cock piece first, okay? Don't you cock block me.
No, I'm gonna be fully clothed because like how they treat women back.
I'm not. I'm just doing shoulder pads, the thing, walking around like, hey!
And then, of course, at face value, this really isn't a horror thing. But considering the, person involved, I also learned, and I tried looking it up on, anywhere on the internet, and son of a bitch, it's not that easy to find.
What is?
Apparently, the, again, I don't know if the name's legal, but that German guy with the funny mustache that did, some bad things.
Oh,
John Waters?
okay.
Apparently, he had a Christmas song.
No.
Apparently, he hijacked some Christmas song and made it his own.
That's creepy and weird. I would
And
love to.
I really
look that
wanted,
up.
I just wanted to hear what that would sound like. And,
I'm trying to figure out who the German guy is, actually. It's just not coming to my mind.
well, it's not Hans.
No. He wrote a book.
Talking about a struggle or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing.
My struggle.
Not a clue.
I don't know. Look up 40s German guy, bad mustache.
Pretty much every German guy.
They did a musical about him in the producers. Oh my gosh, she's actually looking it up.
Yeah, I want to find out who this guy is, because I have no idea.
The producers. They did a musical. What's the name of that musical?
I don't know. I mean, you gotta stop knocking the Germans. It's not their fault.
Hashtag not all Germans.
Yes, I know you're talking about who. You know who. Okay, God.
So yeah, I really want to hear his Christmas song.
That's interesting.
I mean, I had it
I
written
don't.
for him, but
I do. I want to hear how messed
what are
up
you,
it
not
is.
cultured? You don't want to hear about...
Zach could have changed some of these words, make it better. And on that note, before we get anywhere down that rabbit hole, okay, we'll be right back, because, yeah.
Our German viewers are now have turned us off.
And pause.
And we're back. Okay, we took a few minutes there. This time we actually did take a break.
Yes.
Splashed some water on our faces, got ourselves composed again because I think we're really going to a dark place there.
Yeah, we needed to stop before
Yes.
before our podcast was taken off the air completely.
We're not about censorship, but we do want to stick around a little bit and put out more shows. So
Yeah, we're sensitive to the needs of our viewers.
let's make them need
Or I should
us.
say listeners, not viewers. They can't really see us. Thank God.
See some of the gestures we're making here. No.
It is a horror podcast, so.
That would probably terrorize the hell out of it. All right, so anyhow, back on track. So we have here a list of some Christmas horror movies.
Yes,
So,
the top 20 best and worst Christmas horror movies. So we can go down the list. I know we probably haven't seen all of these, but we know about them. And we could either say yay or nay, or that might be something we could check out. Or
Who posted this list?
who cares?
the internet.
Yeah,
What more do you need?
yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Everything factual you find on the internet. Nothing ever tells a lie on there.
No.
And we're on the internet right now, so we know.
Exactly. And I got this list
I
from
don't know why I'm waving my finger.
I know. Plus the list came from Fox News, so you know it's legit.
Ah, gotcha. That explains a lot on that list.
And no, they did not sponsor us. But if you do want to sponsor us, we will take it completely. 'Cause
Our Patreon is.
No, that we don't have, actually. We
should
never asked
start
for any
up
money.
one.
We never asked for anything, so we kind of keep it. But it is Christmas time, so fruitcake is acceptable. All right. So the 20
I
best
could go for some fruitcake now.
and worst Christmas horror movies. We'll leave that one alone. All right, starting this off. Number 20, which is a big fruitcake coming at you, Dave. Ready? We got 2004 Santa's Sleigh. This stars Goldberg as
Bill Goldberg? As in the Goldberg?
WWE himself at the time when wrestlers think they can act. We
Goldberg.
all know Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper are the only two that actually make decent movies. Forget it. Just even
Dwayne's got some good stuff.
Yeah. The Rock.
like I said, Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper.
Oh, so you didn't like Jungle Cruise?
I
Huh.
was going to say, like, the fact that you even threw Hogan in the mix. He did movies, but
Exactly.
Suburban Commando. Come on, man. Christopher Lloyd. That's a great horror movie in itself.
again, you said can act.
Exactly.
He did act. It doesn't.
Hey, 2 seasons of Tropic Thunder. Not Tropic. No, what was the one? Blue Thunder or something? It was like
Repressed memory.
It was like Knight Rider, but it's a boat, and he owned it, and it was like a military thing. It came out in the 90s, like syndication. You don't shake your head. You've seen it, honey.
That I haven't seen.
I have.
I saw the
Again, I'm going to my happy place. They live.
A 10-minute street fight of just put on the damn glasses. No, yes, no, yes.
And having recently rewatched that, I was very disappointed to see that the actual fight was, I think, less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, it took them longer to do it, though.
I could have sworn it was easily 15 to 20.
Yeah,
But I actually
Yes.
timed it, and it was, I think, right around 5 minutes. And I was kind of ruined my childhood.
But that's 5 minutes still too much.
Which shows you just how short fight scenes are in movies anymore. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
how much they trim it, because that felt like an eternity in an amazing way.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, so anyhow, Goldberg, and he killed
Yeah.
people at Christmas.
And that's it. And I mean, the kills were funny in a sense. It was bad, kind of good type of thing. Like he kicks a dog into a fan, and the dog flips onto a guy and kills him that way. I'm like, okay. So the anti-humane people are now going to be like, boycott this movie. But plus, it's Goldberg acting like him.
The Humane Society.
Come on, that's what I said.
You're next. Yeah, what the hell? Why didn't they put him in You're Next?
I don't know. Although it'd be funny if they did.
All right, Christmas. All right.
Number 19, we have ATM, which came out in 2012. It basically takes place at Christmas time, so it's like Die Hard. So it is a Christmas movie. It takes place, it's 3 people that get trapped in an ATM booth in the middle of a parking lot.
Wait, wasn't it Human Centipede?
No.
Oh, the cash.
That's 3 people that decide that they want to
Do an
some,
ATM.
you never
Wow.
go ATM. Never.
Some Nah, but you know what? Sometimes, in the heat of the moment,
No.
it's
No.
acceptable.
No.
No.
No. I can hear Jay in the background. I fucking knew it.
Randall.
I'm going to find a clip of that. I'm just going to put that in the background. Like, oh, God. Anyways. So, as stupid as the movie is.
People needed cash for Christmas, and they get trapped.
Well, I mean, starting right off, not that I'm going to say I saw it,
But he saw
but
it.
I saw it. When you go to an ATM in the middle of the night needing money, you don't park half a parking lot away to walk to this shack-type glass structure with the ATM inside. Only to get stuck in there with a guy running around, killing anybody that shows up. I'm thinking, no. You park your ass right up next to there, especially with 3 other people that show up. I'm like, now you're talking 3 people. Can't take out one guy. So...
Who runs
whatever.
around on parking lot?
So I'm going to say this is the worst Christmas movie horror. So, I mean, we already have Santa's Sleigh, which kind of is teetering between best and worst.
Right.
So, but now 19.
See, I like that better the first time I saw it when it was a phone booth.
Whole movie where one person stands in a phone booth. Hopefully it wasn't a collect call. It probably took forever. To accept the charges? No. Hang on. Number 18, 1984, Silent Night, Deadly Night, the original.
Oh, that was actually a good one. I love that one.
Yeah, it's so bad it's good. So yes, it is on the
I would
list.
put that higher up on the
It
list.
doesn't have many memorable catchphrases, but it's the one that started it. So,
Which I guess that would be the second Christmas horror I've seen. Because if it came out the same time as Gremlins, but I wouldn't have seen it till it came on video, so that would have probably been like, what, 94 by the time it came out on video?
I don't know. I mean,
Remember back then they released something and it would be like at least a year before you could even access it.
a year, 2 years, yeah, it's like, oh my God. Now it's like,
Which Gremlins I got to see at the theater. First PG-13 movie I saw.
oh, nice. I forget what
Nice.
mine was, but it might have been Jaws or something, but anyways.
Mine probably was Star Wars.
Well, that's
Wait,
another
no.
thing, PG-13.
Oh, yes. Wasn't Star Wars PG-13?
No, actually the first
Not
one.
until the 90s.
The,
No, wait. It was... No,
not
Sith.
until...
Sith was the
Revenge
first
of the
one.
Sith was
Yeah.
PG-13. Then the newer ones
Okay.
came out, they were PG-13.
Yeah.
That I know.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyways, moving on.
Which I'm surprised they didn't utilize their ability to drop one F-bomb.
Well, we don't discuss those new ones. Because after The Last Jedi, it's like, dude, seriously, why? Moving on. Number 17, something called Sint. It's apparently a foreign film. It takes another, kind of like Krampus. It's another, I think, Norwegian type of Santa type thing. And it's basically the bad Santa going around killing people. And the sad part is there's a controversial part in there where someone's in blackface. So,
I never heard of this one.
and there's probably a reason why.
Oh, wait a minute. There was like, there's this Dutch country in which
Yeah, it's
they
called
have.
Holland.
Oh,
Isn't
so
that
you know
weird?
about-
No, I know about Dutch countries.
Oh, so you know about that one Christmas character that every Christmas everybody dresses up in blackface to represent that character?
Well, that's why we don't like the Dutch.
Freaky
Smell
deaky
like
Dutch.
cabbage. Small hands.
Freaky deaky Dutch. I never looked that up.
Dicky Dutch. But anyways, yeah, you look it up. So there's that. But then number 16, it gets good. Here we go. One of the best ones, in my opinion. The Gingerbread Man. I have to make sure I say this right. 2005.
Mm-hmm.
And all I have to say is 2 words. Gary Busey.
Yes.
Yes.
Because why not? A psycho killer that gets the chair and then his ashes are mixed, don't ask me how, mixed into a gingerbread spice mix and comes back and starts killing people. A gingerbread man.
Yeah, here it is.
Chucky's Christmas Adventure.
Here's images of the Dutch people in blackface. A Dutch holiday tradition protesting a Christmas character in blackface.
Oh, it's in protest, so it's okay.
No. They have a there's a character called Zwarte Piet, and they reenact him because like he's black, so they all put on blackface to be him, and they call him a Black Pete.
Jeez.
And we'll leave that one alone.
And they play with children during the arrival of Sinterklaas.
Well, no one's playing with any children. Nope.
We do not condone that kind of activity.
Nope. Anyways, moving on. So there's that. So Gingerbread Man, that's one of the ones to watch out for. It's actually done by Charles Band, the guy that did Puppet Master and all the other little doll movies that are out
And
there.
there's, I think, at least 5 or 6 of those.
What, Puppet Masters?
No. Oh, no. There's, like 16 of those.
Oh, yeah. They just
the Gingerbread Man.
I don't know. I think they made...
I want to check that out.
I think they're closer
3.
to 10 than...
I don't know. I know that they did crossovers and stuff like that. So you have like Deadly Bong or something like that, or Evil Bong. And, oh God,
That's
Demonic
just a
Toys.
franchise I'm gonna have to pick up though. And
Anything by Charles Mann and Full Moon, it's like, come on, how can you not? Jack Tracer, it's like, those are the '90s movies for us. For me, it's like, yeah, that's my childhood. Anyways, so moving on. Number 15, Jack Frost from 1996. And no, not the Michael Keaton one.
but I wanted to say I'm Batman.
But I'm made of snow. No, this one, it has to do with
Who are you? I'm Snowman.
Let's not- Maybe he'll do that in the new Spider-Man. It's like, I'm Snowman. But no,
I'm Birdman.
typical, just like the Gingerbread Man. A killer gets killed by toxic waste, and the toxic waste mixes with snow, and he forms a snowman body and continues killing people. That's pretty much it. It's this puppet type.
And it's weird how fluffy he looks.
I know, right? It's like, wow, he's almost like the Marshmallow Man, when you think about it.
Stay Puft Snowman.
But all I could say is about that is like it has probably the best shower kill scene ever.
I'm drawing a blank.
Well, when you see it, you'll understand, and just ask yourself, where did that carrot go?
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I remember.
Okay. There you go. All right, moving on. Number 14, Dead End from 2003.
I just heard about this tonight.
Me too, because I never heard of this at all. So you know more than I do already.
Dead End.
I saw the half a trailer.
Half the trailer. Wait a minute, Dead End, isn't this the one that starred what was her name from The Conjuring and almost every other horror movie out there?
What? Lin Shaye?
Yes.
I saw one trailer for something. It was Lin Shaye, and it was like a comparable guy in it too.
Yeah, it's the one that played in Twin Peaks. He was also the devil in The Reaper.
I think I saw
Ray
that
Wise.
movie.
Yeah, Ray Wise and all that. Yeah, I saw that trailer and I'm like, the heck is this about? Like, is it a killer movie? Or are they going psychotic? They start killing this shit? I don't...
It's like Wrong Turn, but Christmas.
Something like that, but without the
Yeah.
funky family. They say there's somebody out there, but then...
No, I saw this. They were basically on... Yeah, and here's
saw
a...
something I never saw. Wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah, I saw Dead End. I don't know how I saw it, but I remember watching it. And yeah, it's when a family en route to a Christmas Eve gathering decides to take a shortcut. And then an eerie sequence of events signals the trouble ahead. Yeah. After nearly colliding with an oncoming car, Father Frank picks up a ghostly hitchhiker and her infant child.
That sounds about what I saw.
Yeah.
Well, again, in a half a trailer.
Oh, maybe it has to do with possession then, which explains why Lin Shaye's in it.
Yeah, and the family's numbers rapidly begin to dwindle in a series of seemingly connected grisly roadside accidents. Mm-hmm. So I think I saw this one, and I think the son survives or something like that. Something
Well,
stupid.
thanks for ruining it for me. So
Spoilers!
I could be mistaken. I could be mixing it up with other movies that are similar.
All right.
who knows?
But-
I'll have to check it out. That's
All
all I'm
right,
saying.
you know what? Real quick tangent and all.
Go for it. Not like we don't-
Scariest Lin Shaye scene.
Scariest Lin Shaye?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kingpin.
You didn't even give me a chance because I literally just thought of that and I was about to say Kingpin. Just remember, you got to work on those tongue exercises. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. All right.
Really jarred something loose there, Tiger.
Number 13, 2008's The Children. Bunch of children start killing people. All right, moving on. That basically says it all. It's basically like, what is that?
Children of the Corn.
Children of the Corn,
But Christmas.
Oh, yeah, it's around Christmas
Noticing a
time.
theme there.
Yeah, it's Christmas time. Let's start killing the parents. Read, read, read. Done. Moving on. All right.
Oh, come on. You never had a bad Christmas like that? You just wanted to, massacre your...
I admit nothing. So, anyways, number 12.
Me neither. I just heard it's a thing.
Number 12. All right. I don't know if this should be on there because it's only maybe one or two segments, but it's an anthology movie, 2016's Holidays. And I think the only reason why it got any publicity at all is because it stars Seth Green and Kevin Smith. I think he did one of the Christmas episodes.
I forget if he did that or... He might have gotten Halloween.
Was it Halloween or Easter? I know. They went through all the holidays.
Yeah,
and they made shorts about it.
And being a Kevin Smith fanboy, I guess that says something that I can't remember which segment he did.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I know it was, his daughter and Little Depp.
So maybe it is the one with Seth Green where he's trying to find a present for his daughter. And he's going through all this stuff and it's happening. And it's like, okay. I mean, I'll check it out, but I don't even think it should be on there. I mean, unless it's full blown Christmas, I don't know. All right.
Yeah, an anthology is one thing, but how about a Christmas-themed anthology, not an anthology containing 10 minutes of Christmas?
Exactly. So, all right. Next one on here, number 11, 2019's Black Christmas. The first remake of Black Christmas. I think, no, there was Black Xmas,
that happened.
Then Black Christmas. No, this would be the third remake, I think, if I'm remembering this correctly, because they made Black Xmas, which I think is Black Christmas, but different.
I haven't touched past 74, so...
Yeah, so, because oh no, this is 2019. Okay, this is the last remake that they just did of the remake. Of the remake? I don't know. They just can't come up with anything good. Number 9. One of the ones that obviously is one of my favorites, A Christmas Horror Story. So you talk about anthology, 4 Christmas stories wrapped into one. There you go. Okay.
I just...
Yep.
And one of the things that really stood out with that one that I really liked too is how it was I guess slightly less traditional anthology. Like normally you get the wraparound, then all right, go into this story, then go into this story, then go into this story.
Yeah.
You mix the wraparound in between it, and then you finish up with that. Whereas this, it just kept almost in the style like a soap opera.
Yeah.
It just kept interweaving all the stories as it went through.
That's why
which I thought was great. And
Yeah.
I loved how they used William Shatner telling the stories in between there to talk about how he loves Christmas and this and that. I remember the line, it's like, I love Christmas, I love tinsel, I love it all. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, go Shatner. And then, of course, the big reveal at the end just brings everything together. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, all right, so that was number 9, I said. So number 8 is a 2017's, it's called Better Watch Out. Long story short, it's basically The Babysitter, home invasion. You can figure out the rest.
Well,
So,
did you see that one yet?
no.
It's good.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Because I'm
And
like,
yes, that is the most spoil-free explanation you can give of that.
okay.
But it's actually, it's pretty cool, and it's really cool.
Okay, well,
it's
based on
just
that, I
enjoyable.
will take a look at it. Because at first I'm like, oh, babysitter, home invasion. Okay, I should probably go kills them all or something like
They
that.
even dabble in Home Alone territory
I'm not surprised.
in a good way. But no, it's definitely worth a watch. It's
All right, then
I like
I'll,
it.
Then I'll
That's going to become a Christmas staple for me.
then I'm gonna hold off and I'll watch it and then I'll make an opinion about it because just yeah. But the next one I'm interested in checking out. It's a foreign film. 2010's Exports, A Christmas Tale. And apparently this takes place in Scandinavia, so it has. I think it probably has subtitles and everything in it.
Right.
But basically, they find the remains of Santa Claus and dig them up, and then suddenly the children of the town start going missing.
Oh.
So
Let's roll with the theme. It's The Thing, but Christmas.
Exactly. That's basically
only with
it.
Santa, who turns out to be real, I guess. So I'm curious to see. I saw the trailer. I'm interested. It has me peaked because I'm like, all right, how are they tying this in? Did they find Santa Claus, or is it something else? Like,
Yeah, and supposedly you learn things about Santa that
you never
may
knew.
not make him very Santa-y.
Yeah.
But that's on my list of like the next within 3 movies I gotta watch.
Or the twist is, like we were talking about earlier in this episode, is that Santa and Krampus are working together, and because he comes back, here comes Krampus taking off the kids. Maybe that could be it. I mean, I'm just thinking outside the box here, like I always do. But
I've heard nothing but good things about this one. So like
yeah,
I said, it's
definitely
definitely on my list. There's 1 or 2 movies before that.
yeah. So bringing us to number 6, Anna and the Apocalypse, 2018. Apparently, it's zombies, Christmas, and friendship. I hear things that it's good, but then again, the description I read just didn't really give me much about being intrigued by it. It's just like, what?
Yeah, I haven't heard a lot of good about it. So
Yeah, it's like,
enough that if I heard just a few people be like, "Oh yeah, it was a really good movie," then I'd check it out. But I don't think I've heard anything positive.
yeah, especially around Christmas, because I don't remember it being any Christmas. I remember.
Oh, basically what it is I'm reading up on IMDb. Basically, a zombie apocalypse threatens a sleepy town in Little Haven around Christmas time. So it was at Christmas that the zombie apocalypse came up. So that's what.
Well, they picked a great
Going on.
time for it.
Yeah.
Ho ho! Holy crap! Zombies.
So that's why they made it like a Christmas. It's like almost like, you know, the reason why everybody says Die Hard's a Christmas movie, because
It is a Christmas movie. It takes place at a Christmas party on Christmas Eve. He has presents for everybody. They say Merry Christmas throughout the entire movie. It snows at the end. It's a Christmas movie.
well, according to this happened at Christmas,
I got
and
that.
then, you know,
Well, unless Hans Gruber falls from some tower in that movie, then it's not.
and
Anyways.
and also one of the actors in the trailer is wearing an ugly Christmas sweater.
That just okay. That sells it for me. I'm watching it. All right. Number 5. I don't know why it's even on here.
I do.
1999. Eyes Wide Shut.
Boom, boom, boom.
The one with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman acting like.
Done by Stanley Kubrick. I don't understand
I don't
how
know.
that's a Christmas movie.
I don't understand how it's a horror Christmas movie. First of all, even if it takes place at Christmas, there's nothing Christmas about it, or horror. I mean, unless you call it a failed marriage.
I was going to say, did you see the terror in Kidman's eyes when she had to do the love scene with her actual husband?
Trust me, I wasn't looking at her eyes. Anywho, but
Ew, creepy.
no, I don't consider it a Christmas horror movie at all, or even a
No.
Christmas movie. So
Yeah, just again, it takes place at Christmas, but
Yeah.
not. It doesn't have enough roots in it to.
Doesn't even say it takes place Christmas because it's like over, because the
it takes place overnight.
no, well, part of it
in
does.
real time.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like it's real time because it's so horrible. But no, it takes place over a long period of time. You know, basically, yeah. So, of course, if you're like spanning about a year, of course, Christmas is going to fall into there along with Easter.
I know it ends Christmas shopping, so
That's true.
I just know he goes to a sex club and that's it. Moving on. So I don't know. Maybe he gets his gift there. You know. But moving on. All right, number 4.
I don't know about gifts, but there are a lot of packages.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 4, 1974, the original Black Christmas. So that one, I'll say, is probably one of the best ones.
Much better.
Now we can talk about it.
Not only a Christmas movie, a horror movie, but actually a good one.
Yes.
And it still has to do with the sorority girls being pegged off by some killer, right? Cool. So you can't go wrong with that one. So we'll have to watch Black Christmas, the original.
Yes.
All right. Number 3, we're getting down to it now.
Okay.
Number 3 is the one we talked about earlier, Krampus, 2015. It's done by Michael Dougherty.
Michael,
Sorry. I actually ran out of breath there for some reason. But, yep, did Trick or Treat. So we talked about that. So that made number 3, which technically should be number 2 because number 2 shouldn't even be on this list. So I'm just going to kind of gloss over that one.
Right.
It's The Nightmare Before Christmas, 1993. There really is no horror in there. It's Tim Burton, stop motion. Yes, it takes place kind of around Christmas time, but also Halloween. It's a great cross movie to clean from Halloween to get into Christmas. But it's
a nice transition movie.
It's a kid's movie.
And not to say it's bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm not saying it's a bad movie.
But just for it to qualify as
a horror.
I'll even let it slip under the whole thing of Christmas because, I mean, it does. Christmas is a significant part of the movie and all. But
he's like the Grinch, but in a good way where he wants to take over Christmas, not stop it. So
like the Grinch, sort of.
Grinch wants to stop it, but then his heart grows 2 sizes. Jack just basically wants to take over Christmas and be like, I want to take over and do a good job, and realizes I screwed up. I need to stay in my lane and do what I was created to do, and that's scare people.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, but it's not a horror movie.
Yeah. And for for Christmas horror, for it to be that high on the list is
I know. Number 2, I'm like, over Krampus? I'm like, no.
Over Black Christmas?
Over Krampus? Yeah. Anyways. Which leads us to number 1, which we've all touched on, is the movie Gremlins, 1984. Obviously done by...
Joe Dante.
Yep. Produced by...
Spielberg.
There you go. So how can you go wrong with
I just assumed...
Yes. Oh, you're right.
Just on the score alone, I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Spielberg.
Yeah, he helped finance it and everything. So little things run around Christmas time. It's a great movie. You know, Spike running through the snow. Yum, 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 yum. And that
one of Howie Mandel's best performances.
Absolutely. And I think it was Frank Weller who actually did the voice of Spike, who did Megatron.
Yeah,
so
like the original Megatron.
Yeah, original Megatron, Frank Weller. You know. Yeah. On a side note, he did come back to play Megatron in the sequel to Transformers after 6, 7, one of the two. He did do the voice finally.
Okay.
And I think he also did.
I remember he was involved, but I thought they got somebody else to do Megatron
in the first ones. They had Hugo Weaving do it, but then later on they had him take back over. So for like, I think he did Galvatron, and then I think he continued doing Megatron after that. I think so. Anyways, just a little side note there for Franklin. But anyways, so all full circle back to Gremlins. So that's the top 20 worst and best Christmas horror movies that we can come up with. You know, definitely let us know what you guys think should be on this list or should not be on this list. Definitely, there's a lot should not be on this list. And
yeah, I think one of these days we're going to start working on actually making up our own list for things.
Exactly. So if there's anything,
that'll be great.
Yeah, any horror related themes out there you want us to touch on, like top 10 something in horror or whatever, you know, let us know. Check us out. You know, we have our Facebook page. You can read us there. We have our YouTube page with some stuff hopefully coming maybe next year. I mean, we're still trying to flush all this out.
We have a MeWe account if anybody uses that.
I don't even know what MeWe is, but if there's money involved, I'm there.
We do have a MeWe account? Look at me.
That sounds kind of kinky.
I just heard of it, that it was even a thing by accident, and I figured I'd check it out, and I was like, all right, well,
I'm going to check it out.
Whether or not it ever becomes like a full-blown thing, there's a Kryptic Soulz page for it, so.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. My friend invited me to join that, and I tried, and I haven't started it up yet.
From as far as I know, it's just another social media, but less sensory.
Exactly.
But
that's even worse. I want to be censored on my social media so I don't give off hate speech. Or freedom of speech or any kind of speech.
You said you didn't record that part.
I know.
No, that part I didn't record yet.
Although we are on the internet, and we already established how honest the internet is. So,
We're leaving that one alone.
but you lied to my face, man.
Anywho,
Ask me whatever you want. I take the fifth.
so that pretty much brings us to the end of this episode, our little Christmas special, I guess you could call it.
Clusterfuck.
It's a Christmas cluster.
But you know what? It was fun.
Actually, yes.
We may not have been 100% on Christmas the whole time, but we kept it jolly.
Yeah,
And these
Yes.
days we need jolly.
exactly. We came full
Tangents and all.
circle on stuff. You know, we had a good time doing it.
And that's what Christmas is all about: spending time with your family and friends and having a good time.
I thought it was about the orgies.
I thought it was about
Didn't we
this.
escape?
No, we already said
sex
Eyes
faces.
Wide Shut wasn't.
No. Yeah.
Oh no! The Saturnonia
there.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm
Play with
sorry.
Uranus. I was like, hello.
What the hell am I doing here?
You should be out.
I got a party to go to.
I got a party to go to.
So, anyways,
Note to self: bribe people to show up to party.
exactly.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
So, like you said, check out Facebook, YouTube, also the website, crypticsouls.com. If you're listening to this, I'm guessing you possibly heard at least one other episode in which we explained thoroughly how it's spelled. But also, you're here, so you found it somehow. And so, yeah, we were kind of surprised that we managed to get ourselves together to do a Christmas episode, which is pretty awesome, because it would be nice to hit all the holidays. But so where before we promised a Final Destination episode, like I said, this was just as surprising as it is for anyone else. So the next episode, we will be discussing all the Final Destination movies. I have a few more to catch up on. I believe Meg has a few to watch
Yes.
still, and
Like
I
all
forget.
of them.
Oh,
Yes.
so
I think I
what do you
one-
have?
I think I have the last one. I might have already seen them, but I want to double check. I mean, rewatching them is the whole point. So,
Okay.
yeah, either way, we're gonna rewatch.
I thought they
So you-
had a dumb premise they're going to show me otherwise.
Well, yeah,
No, it is a dumb premise, but it's fun as hell to watch.
Okay.
yeah, it's great. So we
So
won't spoil
we're
it.
like the evolution here. You saw all of them. I saw half of them. You saw none of them.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's all
there
perfect.
you go. That's perfect.
Yep.
Whoa. So yes, hopefully we'll get to that sooner than later. I'm guessing it'll probably be after the holiday crazies. And I think that's it. Anybody else have anything to say?
Just keep your eye out on YouTube because we might have some reaction videos coming out
Yes.
next year. So we're gonna be each picking a movie that one of us hasn't seen or vice versa or whatever, and try to tape all of it and do some reactions and just get our ideas. Like first time watching, like oh my god. So you'll actually
That'll
get
be
to see
awesome.
what we look like. Sorry. Hopefully you'll like them, but we'll give it a try and gauge. How
That
you
would be
guys
a
do
good
it.
time to really flex some makeup skills.
That's basically what's going to happen with me.
Well, I was just gonna get my tire shoulder pads and cock piece and just be ready. So I think that'll go for forever.
I was thinking Blackie Lawless, but whatever. She's got saw blade, man.
Yeah. The only other thing I could think of is the cryptic quickies that we come out with.
Yes, there's a couple of those episodes. Well, 2 to be exact. So there's a pair of those episodes, and it's just me ranting about a couple movies, doing some like micro reviews there. And if anybody's interested, check them out.
Yeah, just something in between the main episodes just to keep something out there. I'm going to be doing some cryptic minis, which is some mini reviews of something that might come up, either TV, movies, books, whatever. Just a little something. So I'll be throwing those up there. And then, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Small
Somebody get the shtick.
Yeah, it smells like cabbage. So that's pretty much all I got. Anything you want to chime in real quick, honey, or no?
No, just look out for those YouTube videos, reactions, and I'm actually really excited about getting started on them.
Cool.
And don't forget to like and share and just pimp us out to like anybody you know. Even if you hate them, who knows? It might be the perfect thing to really shove in their face.
It's the perfect
Exactly.
Christmas gift
Yes.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
the whole year round. or at least every other month, or 2, or 3. No, we're shooting for every month. So with that, say goodbye, Dave.
Bye.
We gotta come up
yes.
with some end thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to find a new dead horse to beat.
Exactly.
Well, this is
Not saying we're going to be original, but we're going to find a new old bit to
to rehash.
something like that.
exactly. Well, we can
So.
beat the dead horse because it is a horror podcast.
So, everyone, have yourselves a lovely evening. Have happy and safe holidays, all that fun stuff, and
We'll see you next year.
If you're not in jail from your Christmas reveling.
yes.
Orgy, 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 orgy.